Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to our presentation. First of all, let me introduce my name. My name is Mahardika as a team leader, which consists of our member. First, Muhammad Fuad Hazamy. Next is Muhammad Ilham Surachman. And last but not least, Kaka Ibnu Zaki with assistant Prof. Ranu Iskandar as our advisor. So as you can see here, our research title is Acceptance of Learning Outcomes of Vocational Learning Evaluation, the Mediating Role of Learning Motivation. Next. So this discussion will mainly discuss of quantitative study finding on the impact of learning facility and learning environment on student learning outcomes with a focus on learning motivation as mediating variable. Next. So this is our copyright certificate and our journal link, which you can see out later maybe. Next. So we're going to talk about the significance of the impact of facility and learning environment on learning motivation and learning outcomes. Although vocational learning assessment is a courses that address learning evaluation, which is crucial for students as future instructor, there are still various challenges that causes student learning outcomes to be less than satisfactory. Someone who is motivated to learn is more likely to have positive learning outcomes. Furthermore, a proper learning environment and learning facility are critical components in achieving the best learning outcomes. Next. So we're going to talk about the novelty and usefulness. So this study will analyze the connection between variables to assess the impact of facility, environment, and learning motivation on student learning outcomes. Of course, the novelty, learning motivation is mediator of learning outcomes with utilizing application Smart PLS 4.0 as our data processing application. So this idea was created based on the list of the optimal learning outcomes of student in vocational learning evaluation learning in our university. So by knowing the mediating role of learning motivation, we thought the student make learning outcomes will be better. Next. So this is the expected benefit from this research. For the user can enhance their learning results since they are aware of the factor that influence them. For the community, it might provide a new perspective on achieving optimal learning outcomes throughout learning motivation mediation. By using learning motivation, which has not been widely discussed in previous research, it is hoped that it can open up a new path to improve learning outcomes. Next. So this is our research process and research. First of all, we analyze the problem in student learning outcomes in our university, of course. So the problem which we have concluded is the student did not have good learning facility and good learning environment to make them motivated to learn. So therefore, their learning outcome did not have the best learning outcome. So we gather that information on student learning outcomes, then make a hypothesis, a total of 7 hypotheses about the relationship between variable and then testing the hypothesis with application of Smart PLS and discuss that result and conclusion and make our research. Next. So the facility, environment, and learning motivation all have an effect on learning results. Learning motivation is an intervening variable has proven to have considerable impact on student learning result. This finding emphasizes the need of providing suitable and conducive learning facility and surrounding in order to boost student motivation and learning outcomes in the vocational learning evaluation courses. To be better learning outcome, we have to higher learning facility, higher learning environment, and higher learning motivation to have the best of the best learning results. Next. So for the conclusion, according to our research, learning facility and learning environment influence student learning outcomes with learning motivation acting as learning mediator. Learning motivation has been shown to influence student learning outcome. Therefore, kids who have high motivation likely to perform well academically. Classroom is learning expected to boost student motivation with adequate learning facility and situation. So with good learning facility, good learning environment, and good learning motivation, high learning motivation, student will have good learning outcomes. That's all. Next. Thank you. That's all for our presentation today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.